Building a strong, lean physique after 40 is within your reach if you start today. Not only will it boost your confidence and self-esteem, but it can also transform your entire quality of life. Obviously, it's not going to happen as fast as it did in your 20s, and you'll have to be a lot more strategic and smart about it, but if you really want it, it is still absolutely possible. Which is why in today's video, I'll be sharing with you the fastest, no BS strategy to get it done, even if you're a busy dad juggling work, family, and all kinds of other personal responsibilities. Now, the most inefficient ways men over 40 try to do this are either doing too much cardio and not enough strength training, or trying to do a lot of both. Both approaches lead to painfully slow progress and often injury, which just end up crushing your motivation. Now, even if these approaches worked for you when you were, let's say, in college, you have to realize that the reason they did so wasn't because you were training efficiently or smart. Rather, it was simply because everything works, to some extent at least, when you're at that age. When you're trying to transform your body in your 40s though, it's important to realize how many other things you have working against you as well. From all the mental stress related to work and family and personal responsibilities, to less than optimal sleep on a weekly basis, and of course on top of that, a hormonal profile that is not the same it was when you were full of testosterone a few decades ago. Therefore, if you want to be successful this time, finding a fine balance of both training and recovery is key. Now, although cardio can help you burn a few calories, you have to keep in mind that the calorie cost of a 1-hour jog can not only be annihilated by less than 2 slices of pizza, but most importantly, it is going to take a big bite from your overall recovery. In other words, trying to improve your cardio while gaining strength and muscle in your 40s is like stomping on both the brake and gas pedals at the same time. It is way more effective to A, spend most of your energy on building muscle and strength while using other less recovery taxing activities to stay active during the rest of the week, things such as walking, or if you want to kick it up a notch a little bit more, things such as rocking, and B, focusing more on your diet and eating cleaner and healthier instead of having to spend endless hours of cardio to burn a few extra calories. Now, although building muscle over 40 becomes harder with each day that you grow older, once you do gain enough of it, maintaining it is a lot easier. Plus, if you're smart about it, but also laser focused on it, 50% of your max hypertrophy potential can be achieved during your first 12 months of strength training. After that, progress becomes exponentially slower. Plus, most guys are happy enough with the amount of muscle they will have built by that point, especially if they lean down, so they can actually see it in the mirror. This is why when we coach men over 40, we prefer focusing all your energy, resources on maximizing strength and hypertrophy during that first year. After that, as we already said, maintaining that strength and muscle takes less than half of the work it took you getting there. Therefore, focusing on other things like improving your endurance or prepping for a 10K race or whatever you might be interesting is not only a lot easier, but also a lot safer for you injury-wise. Now, just to clarify, at this point, when I talk about things like optimizing your training for strength and muscle, a lot of guys will tell me how they don't want to get huge, as if that is something, so easy to happen when you're 40. And spoiler alert, it's not at all, especially within just 12 months of training. Rather, what we're looking at is adding about 4 to 8 kilos of muscle, depending on your training level and background, and dropping down to a reasonably lean body fat of about 15%, plus or minus 5%, depending again on genetics and your starting point. Still, if for whatever reason you want to aim for a minimum amount of cardiovascular training that won't impede your strength and muscle gains that much, maybe you want to do it for the mental benefits, or maybe you just want to do the minimum amount of work that will help you maintain your cardiovascular endurance. You know, if you've already built that and you don't want to lose it, then I would recommend a maximum of 60 to maybe 80 minutes of strictly zone 2 training, ideally spread in 3 to 4 sessions per week, which is what I'm doing currently as well. So, getting stronger while adding muscle on your frame is the best and fastest way to transform your body during your first year of training because of several reasons and benefits that cardio by itself could only dream of having. These include increased resting metabolic rate, which is how your body burns more calories at rest when it has more muscle, increased post-exercise oxygen consumption, which is, in simple words, how much energy your body burns post-workout in order to recover. But the biggest one when it comes to improving body composition is improved nutrient partitioning, including improved insulin sensitivity, which is basically how your body becomes more efficient at using calories for energy rather than storing them as fat, and even as more often stubborn fat or stubborn belly fat, which is one of the most common problems for men over 40. Now, if we move past body composition and you also care about other life quality benefits that you'll gain from strength training, some of these include more energy, increased libido, not to mention how muscle acts also as body armor against injury, aging-related pains and aches, but also more serious health problems. And lastly, my favorite benefits of strength training are the mental gains, the mood boost, the increase of self-confidence, of self-esteem. Research has shown that strength training can help you even fend off feelings of depression, in some occasions even more effectively than antidepressants, without any of the side effects. Although we said that you have a lot of things working against you at age 40, you also have a significant advantage. That is patience and the ability to think in broader timelines. For example, imagine yourself 20 years old and setting a 12-month fitness goal. I don't know about you, but for me, that would feel like something that is a lifetime away, which would make the whole thing daunting. Compare that to nowadays though, and how you hopefully know from life experience that anything worth accomplishing takes a serious amount of work and effort, and 12 months don't really sound like an irrational time frame. By the way, if all that resonates with you, then you sound like the kind of person that we love coaching. So if you need help on your fitness journey, feel free to reach out to us by filling the application below in order to learn more about our coaching program, the Dad Bod Demolition Project. Now, when crafting your 12-month fitness plan, your biggest enemies, especially as a busy dad, will be time constraints and injury. The best way to beat these? Create a morning calisthenics routine. A morning workout routine will help you make sure that things such as work and family don't get in the way of your workout. Having such a routine that you can do from the comfort of your own home or the next door park, if you also want that extra mood boost from training outdoors like me, is a game changer. I won't go into all the specifics of how to do all that since we've already covered that in multiple previous videos. Plus, I also have a best-selling book on Amazon about it that you can check out in the top and comment below. One of the most demotivating things that can happen to you during your fitness journey when you're 40 is getting injured while training. And although minor injuries can be part of the game and something you can learn to work around, severe injuries, which are more often the result of male ego and heavy weights, are not easy to get over. This is why a calisthenics strength training approach can be a safer, more practical, and more sustainable route to follow. In summary, since you can always find ways to improve your cardio later on, but gaining muscle only becomes harder and harder with each day that goes by after 40, focusing on strength training for at least 1 year is simply a no-brainer. As my compatriot Socrates said, it is a pity for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Therefore, since your 40s are basically your last window of opportunity to train really hard in a way that is balanced and safe, I say, why wait until it's too late. That was all for today. If you have any other questions, make sure you leave a comment below. I always do my best to get back to every single one of you. If you want to learn more about our coaching program, you can fill in the application in the top comment. And until next time, keep on training.